Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and this week I am only with Jimmy.
Oh, what's up?
Hello, Jim.
Joelus.
Yes. Joe was on probation. He knows what he did.
Joelus Shoe Jackson. Is that his new nickname?
Sure. What?
You know Shoeless Joe Jackson?
Maybe?
Have you watched Field of Dreams? I feel like...
I have seen Field of Dreams.
He's also like a real person. Joe, I have a story.
Okay.
Because this happened today, and it's fucked up. And I just feel like my mouth is still just like agape that this happened. Okay, so early March, we had like an unseasonable, a weird rainstorm, like thunderstorm, ton of rain.
Correct.
Just this, yeah. And so our basement flooded a little bit, and like not too bad, but bad enough. Like vacuumed gallons of water out of the carpet, and my wife Michelle, listeners, you know
The
doctor in the house. She rented like a commercial blower, like industrial fan, and they're great. It like bone dry down there. So today I went to return it, and I get to the counter, and the guy's really nice. He's like, man, my basement flooded too. Like, he saw me coming with this fan. He's like, they probably rent out a million of these things,
What else is that for, right?
Yeah, he literally, anyway. So he's like, my basement flooded too, and he like proceeded to like tell me all this stuff about his basement, and I was like, yeah, it must have been like a lot of rain, I don't know. And he's like, so he starts into this story. He's like, so I was out drinking, and he's like, so this guy at the hardware store starts telling me the story about his night of this thunderstorm. He's like, we were out drinking, and I saw the storm, and I was like, I gotta get home, and so I was like, red flag, like, and he's gonna tell me, and I called an Uber or something, Story goes on.
Yeah.
And then we went to a show. They're out at some show in the cities, and he's like, I'm drunk, and I don't have a license, and I'm just like, oh God, please. Next sentence.
Why is he giving you so many of these details?
Why is the man at the hardware store telling me these things? Please tell me you're about to say, I got an Uber. No, that's not what the rental man behind the hardware counter said after telling me he was drunk and does not have a license. He proceeds to tell me that he drove through the Twin Cities drunk without a license in a thunderstorm.
It was raining pretty good that night too. It was a pretty good storm.
Bad. Like, what? Oh,
I know this
God.
because we bought a couch from somebody on like Facebook or Craigslist or something like that, and they got there like right as it was starting to rain.
Oh, on thunderstorm night?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we got the couch
it was
in
bad.
before it got soaked.
And I should say we're in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, so like there's 2 feet of snow on the ground. Like, it's like, this is weird in March that this happened, but I was just like, man. And he could tell, like, my mouth was just like agape. He's like, this guy is. I'm like, why do I go to the police? Like, I'm just like, well, thanks for your help.
I don't really know if the police are going to do anything if like this man said he drove drunk home. Yeah. Also, but so to be so nonchalant about like not having
just
a license and driving drunk seems to me that is a person that does this often.
Yeah.
So did you ask like, where do you live, sir? So, and where do you frequent?
Yeah, he lives in my city.
Oh, so he lives in my city.
Which is how I knew he was. Yeah,
got it.
Which is how I knew he was driving so far. He tried to tell me like, I didn't go on like the highways. I was like, from where you were, you had to get on at least one highway.
You probably got on a highway. I mean, residential's almost like, it's debatable, but it's almost like worse because there's so much stop and go, and all of it's bad.
The whole thing was terrible.
But yeah,
I just trying to return this fan.
It's like, this is the definition of too much information. He would be terrible at like the cops come over and they're like, we need to question you, and he just goes, let me tell you a story, and then he
Yes,
just implicates
take a
himself on
seat.
something else.
Yeah, he probably would. He was not ashamed of it at all. But I'm pretty sure he could tell in my face that he should be.
Sir, you shouldn't be doing this. This is wrong.
Oh my God.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Anyway.
I just had a normal day at work, basically.
Oh, cool. Good for you. But this isn't your, well, it's not your Don't Drink and Drive podcast. Don't drink and drive out there, listeners.
Yeah, our official stance on drinking and driving is don't do it.
Anti.
Just in case you had to ask.
Yeah, we're anti that.
We're pro drinking and riding in a car.
It's someone else's vehicle that you are not currently operating.
I recently went to Costa Rica and I didn't, it's like so in my mind of I'm in the United States where you're not allowed to do anything like that. So we were like driving from the airport to where we were staying. Well, Minnesota is a state where you should not be drinking no matter what seat of the car you're in.
Right.
And we were like riding in this van, all 6 of us to like go to where we were going to stay. And someone was like, who wants a beer? Because it's like, we're here. We made it. And I'm like, oh, this is weird, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Drink and ride, listeners, when you're allowed to.
Yeah.
Wherever it's okay to do so.
But you get thirsty. But this isn't your drinking and driving podcast. Josh, what is this? I'm trying to turn it on you, but I don't know how to do it.
That's fair. Have I ever described what this podcast is?
I doubt you know how to.
All right. Well, listeners, welcome to the perfect description of what First and Last is. First and Last is a podcast where we watch the very first episode and the very last episode of a finished TV show.
Oh.
In between those, we talk about the episodes that we watched and then make predictions on what we believe will happen. Generally, those predictions are wrong. I score very few points.
Almost always.
I'm getting worse.
We have learned, somehow we've unlearned what we ever knew about TV by doing this.
No, well, what I think is happening is we're like watching, we've done with the step-by-steps of the world and whatnot, like the who's
formulaic.
the bosses and those, and so like the wedding isn't always going to happen.
And
maybe
we're branching out.
I'm also sometimes just, number one, some of my guesses are just silly now.
Yeah.
Just because, who knew Kyle XY was going to be a clone and not an alien? Come on.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I just predict what I wish would happen.
Right. I think that's the biggest thing for us now is that we're predicting what we want to happen, not what we think will probably happen.
Yes. But Joe's not here, which means you picked a show for us, Jimmy.
I did.
And I assume it's something incredibly nerdy.
Yes, it is. I assume. It's called The Expanse.
I have heard about this show.
A friend of the show, longtime listener, and also my good friend, has been talking about this show for years, and it finally ended this year, 2022. It's an American science fiction television series, says Wikipedia, and that is all I know. It's a Amazon Prime show.
Oh, okay.
At least it's on Amazon Prime. I assume it's original series to that medium. But I guess
no, it was. It looks like it was on the Sci-Fi Network from seasons 1 through 3, and then Amazon picked it up for the last 3 seasons, 4 through 6.
That could be that tends to be an interesting dynamic.
I would
when
say
shows do that.
I would say this: the dynamic of it going from sci-fi to somewhere else is more promising than anything going from somewhere else to sci-fi.
That's been historically true. I feel
in general, I mean. Sci-fi, the Sci-Fi Channel.
Amazon's got money.
The Sci-Fi Channel has that feeling of like it's not the same feeling, but when you watch a CW show, like it's a CW show.
Yeah.
I feel like when you watch a Sci-Fi Channel show, you're like, is this a Sci-Fi Channel show? Like you feel it.
That's fair. I also assume that this has like some source material. So I have high hopes that it's good. I feel like it's based on books, but I'm not sure. And I should know that.
Well, so 6 seasons, like I said, 62 episodes is how long it went. So it just ended, huh? Yeah, January 14th, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So it just ended a couple months ago.
Serial novels of the same name by James S.A. Corey.
The Expanse to me means we're in space. Or the sea.
Yeah.
Or the sea, I guess.
Oh.
But it's sci-fi.
It's sci-fi. It's space for
so
sure.
it's probably space. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the Abyss was in the sea.
Yeah.
And that's almost sci-fi.
Oh yeah, I would describe that. I would have described that as sci-fi before you said that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
right.
There's aliens involved in that. Spoiler alert. As far as you know.
I mean, it was weird as hell no matter what. So.
Yeah. Good book. Good movie.
I don't know. I always get The Abyss and Sphere by Michael Crichton confused sometimes.
Is that what I'm thinking of? That's what I'm thinking of.
Sphere is also they find a sphere in
That's
the ocean.
In the ocean, yeah. Wait, what's the abyss then?
No
idea.
It's an abyss in the ocean.
Okay, great, cool. Is Samuel L. Jackson involved, or is that Deep Blue Sea?
That's the Sphere, I think. That's Sphere.
Oh, he is
He's
the
in
Sphere. And also Deep Blue Sea.
Probably also Deep Blue
With
Sea.
LL Cool J.
I'm not going to comment on Deep Blue Sea.
He gets eaten by a shark like immediately.
Just paid, and he's like, I can work on this movie for a couple days.
I forgot he was in Sphere. Oh man, Sphere's an underrated film.
I read that book, Sphere, in one day.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Page turner.
That book was great.
I also loved Michael Crichton as a youngling. Youngling?
Yeah,
Is that Star Wars?
yeah, that's like the jet. Like, isn't that what they call like little Jedis?
I think so. Why did I say
I think
that?
I've heard Ewan McGregor say that word in a Star Wars before.
Yeah. Ooh, that's coming out
The
soon.
younglings.
I haven't watched the trailer for that yet. I think that just dropped recently.
I haven't even seen the Book of Boba Fett yet.
Ooh, gotta get on that.
Yeah. Well, you need to give me your Disney Plus.
Are you not logged in?
No.
Oh, I assumed you were.
Yeah. He doesn't do that, listeners. Don't turn us in.
Expanse.
But Expanse. Okay, so
I can't pronounce the first episode.
Oh.
You can't make me.
Well, I will look at it eventually, and I will totally nail the pronunciation.
I'm sure.
So I'm gonna go with its space. I don't think it's gonna be like a Star Trek thing where they're just like exploring, like for exploring's sake. You know what I'm saying?
Certainly could be.
I'm gonna go with it more of a dire scenario where it's kind of like a Battlestar Galactica, where this ship or a couple ships may be the last people that they know of, because something happened, which maybe I think the first episode will kind of hint at throughout.
Okay.
You know, instead of giving,
but not tell us.
And, not give us all of it at once.
Okay.
And so then they are, I would say they're just eventually searching for a home world throughout the stars. But, you know, per Monsters of the Week and whatnot, it takes a while. The Expanse.
So they're just...
Maybe it's just Star Trek Voyager is what I'm describing in actuality.
Yeah, only like reverse, because they're not like trying to get home, they're trying to like find just any home.
Yeah. I think they're trying to find a home and not try to get home.
That sounds, well, I don't know what sounds more dire, because like you only have so much like fuel and stuff. Actually, I think Voyager sounds like better. Like at least you know where you're going.
They do know the direction in which they want to travel in Voyager. But there's Borg, so that's pretty bad.
Voyager, in theory, is so good. There's definitely some not great episodes. It ends well. It starts well and it ends well.
You're right. Voyager is like such a good premise for sure. But it's kind of like every part. I feel like every part of Star Trek is like better when there's like some insanely bad guy, like the Borg,
Yeah.
in like Next Gen and in Voyager, because like they're in the Delta Quadrant. We're not talking about the Expanse anymore. They're in the Delta Quadrant in Voyager, and that's where the Borg came from, they think, or whatever.
Yeah.
So they run into them all the time.
Yeah.
So all those episodes are like great.
Yeah.
And then in Deep Space Nine, when they start like fighting the Dominion
actual, like, war.
at the end,
Yeah.
and it's like it's so good.
That's where I thought you were going with your description of the Expanse, because I could see that too, of like basically being like on the brink of war.
Oh, could it be like a space station, like a Deep Space Nine?
I want it. Let's see it.
Which
Let's
Star
do
Trek
it.
is the Expanse like? Is basically what we're describing.
Yeah, maybe it could be it could be a Next Gen that turns into a DS9 battle situation, which would just be what, like the original series.
Yeah. So we're gonna just completely roll up Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
I didn't think that was too bad. Besides how they like weirdly described why they try to retcon why the Klingons in the original series look different than the Klingons in all the other ones.
They try to explain that.
Yeah.
I've never gone back and watched Enterprise.
You should watch it.
Well, maybe I should watch a couple episodes of it.
Hey,
On First and Last, your favorite TV podcast. Should we watch the first episode called Dulcinea?
ooh, I haven't even got to what it says.
Dulcimer?
Dulcinea.
Ooh, is it Italian?
Dulcinea.
All right.
It's a weird word, listeners. It originally aired on December 14th, 2015 on the Sci-Fi Channel. So we're going to watch that first episode, and we'll be back after that.
Weird. IMDb says November 23rd.
Well, I don't know what to believe now.
No one knows.
And we're back. We're done with the first episode of The Expanse. Just going to say it's Dulcinea because I can't pronounce
I like
it. You got to write up, Jim?
Yeah, I do. The series opens with Julie Mao in a spacesuit alone aboard a spaceship on the dwarf planet Ceres, I'm going to say. Detective Miller is assigned to find Mao and return her to her rich parents on Luna, which I assume is the moon.
I assume it's the moon,
Okay.
too. Because they went to Earth and Luna at one point.
Lunar? Right, yeah. That was weird. I don't understand what was happening there. In New York, UN executive Christian Avasarala interrogates a captured operative on the Outer Planets Alliance, a militant Belter group, about contraband stealth technology. On its way to Ceres, the ice hauler Canterbury receives a distress signal from the freighter Scopuli something. That's where Julie Mao, where we see her. An acting executive officer Jim Holden is ordered to lead a rescue mission with the ship's engineer Naomi Nagata, the mechanic Amos Burton, pilot Alex Kamal, and the medic Shed Garvey. They find the ship empty but for a distress transmitter, but as their shuttle heads back to the Canterbury, a stealth ship destroys the ice carrier with nuclear torpedoes. The ice carrier being the Canterbury. So the beginning explains, the classic sci-fi style with some text of what's going on. It's 20-something.
23rd century.
23rd century. And, we've gotten out to Mars and beyond. And there's asteroid belt people. And they kind of seem like the working class and below. And they're mining, the asteroid belt. And then air and water is super valuable. So they're getting ice. And that's why they're an ice carrier, because they obviously melt the ice for water. And then there's Earth still somehow, and it's hard to imagine, and Mars.
Yeah, like Mars, we didn't really know anything about Mars besides the text was like Mars. It's like military.
Oh, yeah, military planet. And then I think it was Kamal, what does it say? The pilot, who's also Sanjay in The Strain. He's like, what's the opposite of a Piccolo? He's like Earth guy that's working for he's like a human that's working for the vampires. Anyway, he's like, who would have stealth technology, because they didn't know this ship was there when they're heading back to the Canterbury, and he's like, Mars. And then the Canterbury explodes.
Yeah, they definitely shoot the hell out of the Canterbury,
blowing up all their friends.
Yeah. They're only space friends. They're not real friends.
Yeah, they're coworkers. Well, Holden, who seems like he's kind of the main guy. It seemed like we're following. Well, between him and the detective guy, Daredevil.
You mean Frank Castle?
Yeah, Frank Castle, Detective Frank Castle.
Yeah, can we talk about
space?
How many different people are in this show that have different connections to various forms of the Punisher?
Of a very specific Marvel character. Yeah, Christian Avasarala, who's played by... Did I get her name down? Nah, maybe I didn't.
She's the mother of somebody in the Netflix Punisher season 1 or 2. I don't remember which one. I think it's 2.
I think it is 2. Yeah.
She's the mom of somebody in that Punisher. And then the detective, Thomas Jane, who I know from Arrested Development.
Yep.
He is the Punisher.
Yeah.
In the 2004 movie Punisher. And then somebody else from the show was in the 2004 Punisher. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was you confused the lady who played Christian...
Yeah.
Christian, whatever, as this other lady who was in Mulholland Drive from before, and that lady is in The Punisher. So while we were watching it, 3 different people from 2 versions of The Punisher came up.
Oh, man. So we had Detective Joe Miller, who's played by Thomas Jane, the Punisher. He had a little guy with him, Dmitry Havelock.
A little guy.
I mean, he seemed like a mini detective in training.
Yeah, he had like
partner,
little wet behind the ears, right?
Yeah, little green. And they're roaming around Ceres
Station, right?
Looking, and it's got a little like detective noir thing going on in this like space.
I mean, imagine
series, which is fun.
Imagine like the underground sections, like the shitty town portions of like Total Recall. That's pretty much like what they looked like they were walking around.
Yeah, walking into cantinas.
Yeah.
Let's just go straight into Star Wars. We might as well. So then eventually, some person, in whatever agency that this detective works for, gets him onto this lady Julie's case, and he's looking for her, and also some guy named Vargas he runs into, and then throws into an airlock and threatens to kill because he did something bad.
Well, it seems like Vargas, I'm sure, who knows if he'll be around or whatever, but he seems to be in charge of making sure the air filters in the base station are clean.
Yeah,
he's the airman.
Yeah, but somehow the detective knew that he wasn't doing that. He seems like he might be around for like a season causing trouble.
Yeah, for the detective. Just a mid-tier villain.
Anyway, and then pretty much the rest was on the Canterbury or on their little shuttle, where they split up into a crew to go to this like salvage mission for this check out this beacon. And that's James Holden, who we first see, I'm pretty sure, space boning, like anti-gravity boning.
Yeah.
Another lady on the Canterbury.
It's got to be an interesting, there's some weird leverage.
How would that work?
Where's Joe when we need him to talk about
work?
sex and shows?
Joe needs to explain how this would work to us.
Joe, write in at FNL Podcast and Gmail or on the Twitter when you listen to this episode.
Yeah, so the Canterbury. Oh, also someone, I think on the Canterbury named Cameron got his arm chopped off while
He
they
sure
were
did.
checking out the
He
ice.
seemed pretty chill about it.
Yeah, wasn't super concerned except for that to make sure that he was going to get like a dope prosthetic. He's real concerned about getting that arm.
I mean, if my arm gets chopped off, I'm going to be concerned about getting a dope prosthetic.
Holden was like, he ain't getting that arm. They're not. They don't care about us. You're not getting that arm. I hope he gets it.
I'll watch this whole show just to see if he gets an arm.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I got to switch one of my predictions really quick.
Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, that lady that he space boned, I'm pretty sure is the person that was on the Canterbury. So she dead.
Yeah, but she did say, like, right before she
yeah.
she was like, there's something you should know.
Yeah. There's something you should.
What? That's pretty much what happened.
So, yeah.
I guess I was going to assume that she was going to be like, I'm pregnant.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's because they were space
yeah.
boning. I don't think she was going to be like, there's aliens. Like, I don't think. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like, the only thing with that is that, like, we would just never know then, right?
Right, yeah. I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of, like, the black box is floating around space now and they find it.
Yeah. It's your baby. The only other person I recognized was the medic guy who was like kind of the only like comedy that was happening. Shed Garvey, he was like, I don't want to be here. He's got all the sarcastic lines. He is Ruben in Road Trip.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
a deep cut if you weren't in college in like 2006, basically.
So yeah. Go check that movie out.
Yeah. I think by the end of this episode, I was like, okay, I want to watch episode 2. Like, yeah. I definitely was into it. I think most of the things with the detective, with the Punisher, Joe Miller, I think
it's kind of weird.
With that stuff, I was pretty uninterested in.
Yeah,
like
they didn't. Strange.
I mean, it's like he's looking for the Julie lady who was originally on that ship,
right?
That the Canterbury went and looked at.
Right,
but
so
like,
where is she?
I don't know where. Did you get an idea of where the Saris or whatever station was in comparison to where the Canterbury was?
Not a clue.
And I don't.
And maybe that's where the Canterbury started at the beginning of this, but I don't think so.
I don't think the Canterbury was like docked anywhere or anything. They were just in space, and maybe they were
collecting some ice.
They were going back to the station.
Yeah, didn't make it.
But they didn't go there. They went somewhere else and then blew up.
Yeah. Maybe that's where they were going on their way, and then I didn't catch that. So there was that, and they kind of used Miller. Is that his name?
Detective
Joe Miller. It seems like he is like a belter or something. They said he was saying some stuff about the people on Sirius. So like they have there's weird things going on. Some people were just like super tall and weird and gangly, as was that guy that Punisher lady was interrogating, Christian. Yeah. So there's something weird there that maybe there's some like they spent all this time in space and their like bone density, I don't know, they stretch. But he has some like weird spine stuff that one of the series like natives said is like a thing that some cheap fix that they would give kids to like not maybe stretch into
not be stretch
weird people. So he like pulled his shirt down and you could see like he's got weird like alien shit or something, space shit going on in his spine.
It's got space spine.
He got the old case of space spine.
Yeah. So his section was like whatever for a little bit. I guess maybe until he actually wraps into this whole Julie part, it might be more interesting for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like most of the intrigue and the fun stuff was on the Canterbury, and then especially maybe in the last 10 minutes when they went to the SOS ship that had the the signal that they needed help, and then there was like nobody there anymore, and then the cloaked ship, potentially from Mars, I guess we'll find out, showed up and blew up the Canterbury, and I'm like, okay, now I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, that was dope.
I mean, I secretly hope it's aliens and not Mars, but
yeah, something.
It's called in my mind, it's still called the Expanse, which means that it's probably not going to be like in a small part of space.
Sure.
Just like show as a whole.
Yeah. You'd think they'd get a little farther out at some point.
They'd expand a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, I'm way more curious about the Joe Miller story currently than, the Jim Holden story than the Joe Miller. There's too many J names.
Yeah.
Speaking of two dudes with J names, it's 4 J names right now.
Ugh, it's too many.
So yeah, I'm more
Jim and Joe. We hate those names.
Yeah, terrible names. They left out the best one, Julie.
Oh God, more J.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't know. So I would roll this episode 2 on this one. But what did you think about it?
Yeah, 100%. The other weird, the like Earth stuff, like who is this Christian lady that she's like torturing this weird belter guy? I
assume she was part of the
UN.
words. Yeah, the words in the beginning said the UN controlled Earth.
Yeah.
And Luna, I think, and then military was Mars. And
and we saw who I assume was her husband, who is Babu from Seinfeld.
Babu.
And also like 1 jillion other things, but I'm also watching Seinfeld right now, so
everyone should always be watching Seinfeld at all times. Right. Really.
Yeah. Just have one screen going. That's always Seinfeld.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do in the new house. Gonna screen.
This is the Seinfeld room.
Silently playing Seinfeld on a screen the whole time. Just see how expensive I can get my energy bill to be.
Silentfeld. Yeah, do it.
Silentfeld.
It's America.
I like it.
I mean, it was kind of. It did have some Star Trek-ness a little bit. Feeling like this could go a little DS9.
More DS9 for sure than anything else at the moment. Yeah. Because it seems darker. Yeah. DS9's darker.
Also had some like Cowboy Bebop, Firefly, like, extra genres going on with the like detective stuff.
Obviously the Total Recall vibes, like I said before.
Yeah. Also where Joe Miller lived kind of looked like his like space apartment kind of looked like the Fifth Element. Like Bruce Willis's place.
Yeah, totally.
So just rope in all of the sci-fi.
Yeah, this is just a really sci-fi show,
which is dope.
Yeah, very sci-fi-y. So good job. And also, I will say, I said it before, is that when you watch a sci-fi show, sometimes it really feels like one, and this really didn't necessarily feel like a sci-fi show. This felt a little higher quality to me.
Oh yeah. Maybe that's what the more recent sci-fi shows look like, that they actually have money to throw out.
I mean, most of the stuff I'm saying that on is like Stargates and whatnot. So
right, that's a little older. This is 2015.
Yeah, so I have not watched the newer sci-fi show.
Yeah.
So there's that. I mean, should we try to predict what's gonna happen now?
No, we don't have to, because I know what's going to happen.
Oh, well,
you ready?
Yeah, tell us.
Holden is space president.
Jim Holden?
I think he was definitely my favorite person. I think he becomes the hero of this show. There was all this stuff. What? Wait, what?
I was just saying, you can't be hero unless you're president.
Yeah, well, eventually. If you win. No, but there was all this. There's a lot of like laying into him of like, oh, you were like going to be fast tracked for captain, and why aren't you doing this and that? And he's like, I don't want to do that. And it's like, you're totally going to be like the captain of something.
I mean, he's got
you're the hero.
It's a little Star Trek too right now. Now he's like James T. Kirk, where he just has to become he's captain now, right?
Yeah,
because he was totally next in line.
Yeah.
I mean, he's captain now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The shuttle, because the cannon.
Because there's no
Because there's
ship.
no cannon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. So then my number 2 is that what I'm thinking is like, because this is like source material, like novel-esque, that what they at least should do in my mind is like the Game of Thrones style, where the like penultimate episodes are like the big, there's like big battle scene or whatever.
Okay.
So this is going to be like the war is just finished in the series finale.
Got it.
So that's my number 2, is that the war is just finished.
So we're like aftermathing it, basically?
Yeah. That's the conclusion, right? It's not the climax. Which will probably tie up a lot of stuff, but we probably will be
completely
confused. Yeah. So my number 3 is that Earth has won this war.
The war. Are you assuming the war
UN.
is between Mars and the Earth?
That's what I'm assuming.
And the belt is somewhere involved in this?
The belt, probably Jupiter. Who knows? But Earth is is victorious, and Holden is the space president.
Got it.
Of, I guess, the UN. And then my number 4 is that they do good by the Belters, because it seemed like the Belters were getting shit on.
Yeah.
Like there was like people like talking about like uprisings and stuff in the series station, and yelling something at Detective Miller. I already forgot his name. So I think the Belters, they're getting theirs. They're getting full dental. They're gonna get some PTO.
They're getting some paid time off?
They're getting.
They're going to get... You did,
yeah, Belters are getting theirs.
You did good. Go to Earth for a vacation.
But,
Oh, the one
not
thing we didn't talk about is there one person, he was in it for only a couple minutes max, but it was Mike from Breaking Bad.
What? Who was he?
He was the old dude when I think it was when what's his name, Jim Holden when the captain tried to give him like the super, like the #1 security officer badge or whatever.
Oh.
Ship security. I think Mike from Breaking Bad might have been the head security officer or something.
Oh, okay.
And then he like went insane.
Oh, right. That's right. He was like in his room. Yeah, Holden went to go look for him.
And he was walking on all his like potted plant dirt to like be on like soil.
And holding a gun.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God.
And then he shot what they thought was a window for a second, but it didn't.
And it clearly was like fake.
Yeah.
And then he kind of, freaked out. Yeah, and then they strapped him into a gurney.
Yeah, I assume he's not going to be in this.
I guess not.
The final
Man,
season.
I forgot about that. That was a dope scene. That guy's in a lot of stuff too.
Yeah,
I have to look him up. All right, what do you got?
Better Call Saul, for instance.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Well, Jimmy, this is what I know is going to happen. Unlike what you think is going to happen, because you think it, but I know it, even though what you said. Well, here's the deal: there are aliens now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's aliens.
Oh, Community. Duh, he's in Community.
And I think because there's aliens, there's actually going to be some sort of a human alliance, and a treaty is made. So we're going to know that there's actually like peace between Mars and Earth now.
And the aliens are like Martians.
I mean, I'm not
in
gonna,
that scenario.
I'm not going to put them
in that. Okay, but okay, got it.
I mean, the aliens are from somewhere other than where the humans are currently.
Sure.
So,
Krypton.
But there's some sort of human alliance as well. I think there is a huge discovery of ice that is made, like maybe some sort of ice planet or something, because I think ice is still going to be a very big deal.
Yeah,
getting
probably.
Water, space water.
Yeah,
or
Pluto.
Ice, as
They're
we
gonna
call
make
it.
Pluto a planet again.
They might make it a planet.
Pluto a planet again,
and then mine it and frack it. We're gonna switch to Discovery of Ice as they're fracking Pluto now.
Oh God.
But unfortunately, Jimmy, no form of alliance or any discovery could help, because there unfortunately is no more Earth.
Oh shit! They blew up Earth.
Somebody blew up Earth.
Who did? The aliens?
You know what? That's not for me to tell. It's for us to discover when we watch the final episode.
Okay. So you said, so I'm confused with the one. The one is that there's a human alliance to defeat the aliens.
I mean, just in case there is no aliens, I think.
So you're just saying
I'm just
humans
saying humans are aligned.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
I don't necessarily. I guess I would say like maybe there is a war or something, but I think maybe there's like
some sides.
Yeah.
Are fighting a greater. It's like in The Hobbit.
Yeah, exactly like the Hobbit.
They fight the dragon instead of themselves.
Yeah, well, you're gonna kill the dragon first, right?
Yeah, then you're gonna kill each other.
And then you'll kill each other. And so this final episode that took place on January 14th, 2022, it's called Babylon's Ashes.
Oh, shit.
So that sounds fun.
I'm into it.
So we're going to watch that, and then we'll be back after it's over. We're back from the last episode of that show,
Babylon 5?
Babylon 5, The Expanse. It was called Babylon's Ashes. That's where you're confused, Jimmy.
Same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly the same show. Do you ever read it?
Yeah. I don't know what any of it means. On Laconia, Kara's parents are horrified of a reincarnated Zan, and the father attacks him. Kara and Zan flee into the woods. And that's all it says about all of that happened, which was weird as hell.
That was literally just the beginning of, and it happened, and they never went back to them.
No, never explained any of that. I assume as a watcher, you knew what was happening.
I still feel like even as a watcher, there was something. I feel like there was still more to learn about what just happened.
Yeah, there's like alien things that
she kept calling
this
them the
boy
dogs.
died, and somehow they reincarnated him. Yeah, and she called them the dogs. Okay, moving on. As the Free Navy forces are headed for the ring, the combined fleets of Earth, Mars, and friendly Belters intercept them in a broadside operation. Broadsides.
Just look at that human alliance.
Yeah. Yep. Disguised, the Pella inflicts significant casualties on the Belters' ships. Walker sacrifices himself by ramming his ship into the Pella, damaging it significantly. Philip is taken aback by Marco's cavalier attitude towards the deaths of people around him. Meanwhile, Holden and crew send a team to the surface of the ring station to capture its railguns, but are forced to destroy them instead. Having no other option of fighting Marco, Naomi and crew awaken the entities inside the ring at the moment the Free Navy forces reach it. The entities consume Marco and the Free Navy. Beforehand, a disillusioned Philip had secretly left the Pella on a skiff. After their victory over the Free Navy, the leaders of Earth, Mars, and the Belt form an independent transport union, selecting Holden to be president of space.
Transport Society.
He immediately resigns, leaving Drummer in charge. The series ends with the Rocinante.
You got this.
Rocinante and crew flying toward the unknown. So yeah, you had some of the crew from the first episode still together. Naomi, Burton, who's kind of just the bearded white guy, hero, and then Holden, and then Holden's got a. Is it Holden who has a like Aussie friend? She was some sort of sergeant badass lady.
That lady? I just assumed she was a Brit, but
it was maybe New Zealand even. I'll look at it.
Kiwi.
But they of course, again, were on a mission. Kind of away from everybody else. Didn't see any Detective Joe.
No Punisher. Yeah.
at all. So don't.
I'm gonna end up watching that stupid 2004 Punisher movie again, aren't I? Just for some reason.
Man, I think I watched that once. Oh, and so then there was also the ship that Burton was on with at some point at the beginning. Yeah, no, it was the ship they got to the ring in. They also had another mechanic named Clarissa Mao. So I'm wondering if she is related to Julie Mao from the first episode that they're looking for.
But really quick, did she explain it all?
Well, no, because we don't know who she is. And she didn't tell anyone that she found out. She found out in this episode that she has a disease that she will die from in, like, the average time was 5 years. So they just never went back to that. But she was like having trouble on the ship, but then of course she saved the day anyway. What else? There's a whole like just pirate force, the Free Navy.
Yeah, so this is what I've gathered from slight wiki wikia fandom.
Sure.
In the show that we just watched, the final episode. So there's the OPA, which is the Outer Planet Alliance.
Okay.
So there's outer planets now.
Nice.
And they kind of formed up, and part of them, a radical extremist group, formed the Free Navy. And the Free Navy wanted to control the gate system, or those rings that were around, and they're basically like a system of wormholes. So you can travel, travel.
We're Stargates.
So they were basically Stargates. So they wanted to be the ones to control them, and those were built by some alien civilization.
Nice.
Those are like alien built, and I don't know. And they talked about the things that like live inside of it or something like that. Like don't want to wake
entities.
them up. Yeah, like you don't want to wake those up.
Weird.
So and then Mars, Earth, and the Belt all came together to fight the Free Navy.
Nice.
To get rid of them. So, and then they did win, and then they created the transport. They just created a Metro Transit System Authority and try to make it free of the government. The government is its own system, but then Holden tricked them all and then gave it to the Belt, basically.
Yep. He made the Belt Lady drummer vice president, and then his first act as president was to resign so that she would become president. Yeah. And which is pretty funny.
Oh, so at some point after building the empire, the ring builders were driven to extinction by an unknown entity. So yeah, there's some, obviously, I don't know. I'm be curious. It makes me curious on when this thing, like when the outer planets came into play, when the rings came into play, because that gets sci-fi as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely expanded the plot, if you will.
Oh sure, I'll bite.
Cool. What else? There was a fun little nugget there where Philip, who was the son of Marco, who seemed like was the guy of the Free Navy, king of the Free Navy. I don't know. He had his son Philip, and the write-up said he escaped, which we didn't know that at the time. We just saw the ship blow up. But at the end, they show him escape, and he puts in his name, and his name is Philip Nagata. Dang it, I forgot already.
Can't remember how it was spelled.
Whatever Naomi's last name is. So it's like, okay, is he like long lost brother or something? Is Marco her dad?
It was very hard to tell because Marco didn't even seem like he was that old.
No, he did not look old enough to be this dude's dad.
Yeah, he didn't look old enough to be his dad even. So I was like, oh, you're his dad, huh? Space does wonders on your skin.
Yeah, he might just have a baby face a little bit.
little bit. I liked
skin.
it was kind of fun, like the Pella. To me, it was literally like the Pella, which was like the Free Navy ship, like the main one. But I was like, I feel like I never saw any other Free Navy ships. It was like only that one, and then they were all just fighting that one. And I was like, I assume there's other ones because it keeps calling it like the Navy.
Right. They at the beginning they showed like there's going to be 3 different like battles going on, but then we just really ever saw the one. Yeah. Because that's where our characters are.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was like, they're just fighting this one mega ship.
Yeah. Well, because and that ship was disguised as a freighter, and that's why they sent the Belters in because, you know, they're thinking they've got smaller ships with less gunpowder. They're going to go fight off these like freighters with less gunpowder, and then it turns out to be the warship of the Free Navy is disguised.
Yeah, that thing looked smooth.
It looked pretty sweet. Not gonna lie.
Some pretty cool spaceships look in this one.
Yeah, good CG. Good job.
The ring was fun. When I first saw the ring, I was like, "Ooh, what's this?"
Yeah, I was very confused. It did look like a giant Stargate, but then it was like, is this a space station? And then but they're like inside it, and I thought they did a good job of. So, they shot off all these like just container ships, like literally just like train containers, like you'd see on like a barge and on the train. But some of them had people in them who were the like this, you know, army people, and then they were at some point, you know, like ejected from those and just floating down as if they, you know, it was just like World War III now, like it's about to be.
Oh God.
And you're just injected from your like fighter jet, which I imagine is just what it's like. There's just like warfare and like blasting and like guns going off around you, and you can't really do anything about it until you hit the ground. You're just in your chair floating through the air. And I thought they did a good job of that. Like oh God, this is really intense.
Yeah, well, their whole thing was they were trying to get like they had like rail guns or something like that in there.
Yeah,
I think they had, so the Free Navy had put like a rail gun like right at the edge of the ring, so then they could shoot anything that wasn't supposed to go through per their whatever they thought was true.
Yeah, I guess.
And then they went to go try to take them, but then they blew up
they were getting destroyed by them. So then the Aussie lady potentially. I forgot I was looking that up.
I think because she seemed like she was like she thought of a kid right before she blew something up and looked really sad. I think maybe she was thinking like that guy, the Philip Nagata was probably. I feel like that was probably her kid.
Okay.
Maybe she also looked too young to have a child that old, but
true. So
did the dad. So maybe.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that I could see that. She so Bobby is the character that I'm thinking of. She is from New Zealand.
Okay.
She's a New Zealand Samoan actress.
They actually did a really good job. I noticed it way more in this episode, but they had an extremely diverse cast, it seemed.
Yeah. And
it was really cool because I was like, yeah, you're in space. Like, just everyone's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You live there. And so I was like, oh, yeah, this is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You'd hope.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just probably just going to be Russians, though, in all reality.
What, in real space?
In space.
Oh.
In the 23rd century.
It's probably going to be the Chinese.
It's just a bunch of white Russians. Oh, yeah, probably.
Or if you're doing the Man in the High Castle, it's going to be the Germans.
Yeah.
But definitely not the Japanese.
Germans. Oh.
That's just Man in the High Castle.
Okay.
Since we watched that show, and we watched the first and last. I watched the whole show, and I finished the show a long time ago. But now I'm reading the actual book.
Oh, right on.
Yep,
that's awesome.
I mean, I'm like right at the beginning, and I'm like,
Okay.
this is gonna be so much different.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, already in the book, they're like, they're like, oh, the Germans are going to space. Like they're gonna control space.
Just jump in there, huh?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's probably gonna. I mean, it's only like a 300-page book as to like a 6-season show. So I think they probably went off some sort of rail in the show.
Yeah. Take some liberties. Speaking of which, so the series of novels that called The Expanse it is many novels. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books long, which is dope. And the last one was actually just released in 2021, called Leviathan Falls. So I'm super interested to look into those. Leviathan Wakes is the first one, and it was nominated for Hugo for Best Novel.
Yeah, I mean, that is cool. I'm more interested. I could see me picking this show up. I'm going to say that right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I think I've left a first and last positive about a show. And I'm like, yeah, I could watch this show. And the ending with the ring and like some form of like weird alien and that like zombie little boy at the end. And just kind of like how they got to where they were. I think I have enough intrigue and not nearly as much ruined for me. Like this was not a first and last that like really ruined anything.
Yeah.
Sure, I guess like I know that that one bad guy dies or whatever.
Yeah,
but like
Marco dies.
It feels like there's a lot of weird sci-fi alien stuff
win.
In the middle that I would be good to see. So,
yeah,
personally, this guy, pointing at myself, listeners, is I think I might give this one a shot.
Nice. Yeah, I think like right now, Michelle and I are watching a lot of like half-hour comedies kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely could use a sci-fi drama, sci-fi opera in my life is what the wiki calls the
sci-fi opera.
I think that was in the book series, science fiction space opera.
Oh,
excuse me.
I could see that.
Which sounds great.
We did start the Dropout though recently, which is the Theranos lady TV show on Hulu.
Oh yeah. How's that?
Seen 2 episodes.
Looks weird as shit.
We watched I've seen the HBO documentary on her and the company, and that was interesting. And
seems interesting.
This show, it's 2 episodes in. It's pretty interesting. It's I need to do my research or at least like try to look up and see like what this is all based off of.
Okay.
Like there's like a book about her. But it's like, okay, so then did you like interview her and people around her? Is that how you got all this information?
Yeah, interesting.
Parts about her like dancing all alone are true or just made up for the TV show?
How'd they know that?
Well, I mean, unless she's told them.
I guess.
She gets sentenced this year.
I used to dance by myself.
That lady gets sentenced. So good luck to her.
Yeah.
Defrauding a lot. Did you know her dad worked for Enron?
Oh, that's just nails in the coffin right there.
I was like, oh my gosh, just really
can't imagine the jury's gonna look highly on that.
Yeah, right. But back to the show. Jimmy, you said you were gonna tell me exactly how this show was gonna happen. Did you get 4 points then?
Well, number 1, I said Holden is space president.
I'll give it to you.
Hey, so that's fun. But I said I thought the war was going to be finished and they were going to be doing all the cleanup, but the war was not finished.
No, we had to finish it.
Most of this episode was the finishing of the war. I did say that Earth wins.
That is technically
true. They were one of the winners.
They're part of the winners.
And then I said that the Belters got theirs, and they kind of gave me mine by giving drummer the presidency of the transport union. So I'm assuming they're getting full health benefits now.
Yeah.
Good parental leave. What else?
Is that all you got?
Those were the 4. So did I get 3 out of 4?
That's not bad.
That's
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and this week I am only with Jimmy.
Oh, what's up?
Hello, Jim.
Joelus.
Yes. Joe is on probation. He knows what he did.
Joelus Shoe Jackson. Is that his new nickname?
Sure. What?
You know Shoeless Joe Jackson?
I don't. Maybe.
Have you watched Field of Dreams? I feel like.
I have seen Field of Dreams.
He's also like a real person. Joe, I have a story.
Okay.
Because this happened today, and it's fucked up, and I just feel like my mouth is still just like agape that this happened. Okay, so early March, we had like an unseasonable, a weird rainstorm, like thunderstorm, ton of rain.
Correct.
Just this, yeah. And so our basement flooded a little bit, and like not too bad, but bad enough. Like vacuumed gallons of water out of the carpet, and my wife Michelle, listeners, you know
The doctor
in the house. She rented like a commercial blower, like industrial fan, and they're great. It like bone dry down there. So today I went to return it, and I get to the counter, and the guy's really nice. He's like, man, my basement flooded too. Like, he saw me coming with this fan. He's like, they probably rent out a million of these things,
What else is that for, right?
Yeah, he literally, anyway. So he's like, my basement flooded too, and he like proceeded to like tell me all this stuff about his basement, and I was like, yeah, it must have been like a lot of rain, I don't know. And he's like, so he starts into this story. He's like, so I was out drinking, and he's like, so this guy at the hardware store starts telling me the story about his night of this thunderstorm. He's like, we were out drinking, and I saw the storm, and I was like, I gotta get home, and so I was like, red flag, like, and he's gonna tell me, and I called an Uber or something, Story goes on.
Yeah.
And then we went to a show. They're out at some show in the cities, and he's like, I'm drunk, and I don't have a license, and I'm just like, oh God, please. Next sentence.
Why is he giving you so many of these details?
Why is the man at the hardware store telling me these things? Please tell me you're about to say I got an Uber. No, that's not what the rental man behind the hardware counter said after telling me he was drunk and does not have a license. He proceeds to tell me that he drove through the Twin Cities drunk without a license in a thunderstorm.
It was raining pretty good that night too. It was a pretty good storm.
Bad. I'm like, what? Oh,
I know this
God.
because we bought a couch from somebody on like Facebook or Craigslist or something like that, and they got there like right as it was starting to rain.
Oh, on thunderstorm night?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we got the couch
it was
in
bad.
before it got soaked.
And I should say we're in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, so like there's 2 feet of snow on the ground. Like it's like this is weird in March that this happened, but I was just like, man. And he could tell like my mouth was just like agape. He's like, this guy is. I'm like, why are you do I go to the police? Like, I'm just like, well, thanks for your help.
I don't really know if the police are going to do anything if like this man said he drove drunk home.
Yeah.
Also, but so to be so nonchalant about like not having
Just
a
telling a
license and
stranger.
driving drunk seems to me that is a person that does this often.
Yeah.
So did you ask like, where do you live, sir? So, and where do you frequent?
Yeah, he lives in my city.
Oh, so he lives in my city.
Which is how I knew he was. Yeah,
Got it.
Which is how I knew he was driving so far. He tried to tell me like, yeah, I didn't go on like the highways. I was like, from where you were, you had to get on at least one highway.
You probably got on a highway. I mean, residential's almost like, it's debatable, but it's almost like worse because there's so much stop and go.